All right, let's go. Yo, what up, everybody? How you guys doing? So I just seen this earlier. Is unhinged garbage. What's up, everybody? So Caesar injured in group. I like it. Is it pure propaganda machine? X is the voice of the people. That's dude. I'm starting to feel like it more and more. Damn, it's getting cold in here. What the fuck? It's so sad how they decided to word all this. So pathetic. I'll wait till people start funneling in here a little bit more till we start looking at a lot of different things. Hold on 1 second. Hook, my brother, how you doing, dude? Did you see what happened, Hook, yesterday? I don't know if you were in my chat or not, or if you even paid attention. Bro, sad day in America yesterday. So I know Biden. That was 22 hours ago. Biden press secretary. Okay, so he said that he finally spoke to Trump. So that's
Good
a good thing.
afternoon. Last night, I spoke with Donald Trump. I'm sincerely grateful that he's doing well and recovering, and we had a short but good conversation. Jill and I are keeping him and his family in our prayers. We
Your
also
fault.
extend our deepest condolences
This is your fault, bro.
to the
It's your
family of
fault.
the victim who was killed. He was a father. He was protecting his family from the bullets that were being fired, and he lost his life. God love him. We're also praying for the full recovery of those who were injured, and we're grateful to the Secret Service agents and other law enforcement
take responsibility, bro.
and individuals who risked their lives literally for our nation. As I said last night, there is no place in America for this kind of violence or any violence for that matter.
I mean, are you sure? Are we sure about this? Because it doesn't seem like it, Joe.
An assassination attempt is contrary to everything we stand for as a nation, everything. It's not who we are as a nation. It's not America. And we cannot allow this to happen. Unity is the most elusive goal of all, but nothing is important than that right now.
Except he doesn't unify. You do nothing to unify people.
Unity. We'll debate and we'll disagree. That's not going to change. But we're going to not lose sight, in fact, who we are as Americans. Look, Vice President Harris and I were just briefed in the Situation Room by my Homeland Security team, including the Director of the FBI, the Secretary of Homeland Security, the Attorney General.
Bro, is he saying homo security?
The Director of the Secret Service, my Homeland Security Advisor, the National Security Advisor, and we're going to continue to be briefed. The FBI is leading this investigation, which is still in its early stages. We don't yet have any information about the motive of the shooter. We know
You guys, after this, I'm going to show you where Joe's a liar.
Who he is. I urge everyone, please, don't make assumptions about his motives or his affiliations. Let the FBI do their job and their
We don't
partner
trust the
agencies do
FBI.
their job.
Too bad we don't trust the FBI to do their job, Joe. You know that, and I know that.
I'm instructed that this investigation be thorough and swift, and the investigators will have every resource they need to get this done. Look, as this investigation continues, here's what we're going to do. First, Mr. Trump, as a former president and nominee of the Republican Party, already receives a heightened level of security. And I've been consistent in my direction to the Secret Service to provide him with every resource, capability, and protective measure necessary to ensure his continued safety. Second, I've directed the head of the Secret Service to review all security measures for the Republican National Convention, which is scheduled to start tomorrow. And third, I've directed an independent review.
Hey, we'll be live streaming the Republican National Convention tomorrow. 1,000%.
Of the national security at yesterday's rally to assess exactly what happened. And we'll share the results of that independent review with the American people as well.
Everybody, please make sure to hit the
finally,
like for me.
I'll be speaking more about this tonight at greater length from the Oval Office. We must unite as one nation. We must unite as one nation.
Well, then why have you been trying to divide us all these years, Joe?
To demonstrate.
Hello? What's up? Where at? Just call me. Alright, just call me. Love you, bye. Trump's campaign has been asking for more protection for months. Dude, it's not even that. Look at the protection that they're giving him, Will. Dude, the one chick was like 2 feet tall, shorter than him. What is she gonna do? Protect his kneecaps? Hello? Oh, I know. Here, just jump on my live stream. I'm live streaming right now. And
Yeah, but hold on. They said that this dude, the one dude that one of you guys posted yesterday from your group, real quick, was that the dude was talking when he was standing next to the guy that got shot. He said the dude that got shot in the head and fell over. Now they're talking about how he jumped on his family and this guy's a hero and shit like that.
yeah. All right. Yeah, it's crazy. So, Will, I'm gonna show you some
Who
shit.
we are.
I'm gonna show you some
So
stuff.
may
You already
God
know
bless
that.
you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you very much.
He needed to say that. 1,000% needed to say that. But hold on. Let me switch to my other account because I was watching this video earlier.
Good afternoon.
History. Let's see. Where is it? This is a good one. We're gonna watch that here in a minute. I swear I was just watching this video. Huh. What? I swear I just watched it in the other room. Oh, that's crazy. It's just ridiculous. I was watching this video earlier, and it's literally of Democrats inciting violence, saying that Trump needs to be shot, saying that Trump needs this, Trump needs that, Trump needs dang. Switch accounts. Dude, it's crazy, Will. It's crazy. It's just, it's nuts. Let me find this. Bro, I literally just watched this video, I swear. Where is it? Oh, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Liberal media tries to blame Trump for it. Look, see, this is just what they do, bro. This is literally what they do. It is crazy to me that they're allowed to get away with these things. Let me see. I'm trying to find a video. All right, let's. I seen this thing, or I watched this video earlier. No. Yeah, TYT. So it was of Anna Kasparian and Chunky Yogurt, and she was basically fact checking him in real life. Where is it? That's not it. I don't know. I can't seem to find any of the videos I want to find for some reason. I literally just watched this video. Where is it? I don't know, dude. I don't know. That's weird. I don't understand how. Let me see. Because it's got to be. Dude, I literally just watched it on my TV just a little bit ago. Where do you go to your history at? Is there no history on your phone? Dude, this is ridiculous. All right. Here's my thing, right? They waited so long to
The
shoot this dude.
assassination attempt of Donald Trump, a special edition of The Will Kane Show. Hey, what's up? It's Will Kane of The Will Kane
What's
Show.
up, chat?
Normally streaming live every Monday through Thursday at 12 o'clock Eastern Time at foxnews.com, on the Fox News YouTube channel, and the Fox News Facebook page. Always on demand at Apple or
Dude,
Spotify.
it's crazy, Mike. It's really freaking nuts, dude. Like they're trying to spin the narrative like things are one way and not like what
by
they
hitting
really
subscribe,
are.
or by heading over to YouTube and
And
subscribing.
they're trying to make it
to
seem
the
like
Will
we're a
Kane
bunch
Show.
of liars, like we're the ones doing
July
it, and it just
13th,
doesn't make sense.
2024, a historic day for the United States of America. An attempt on the life of a former president, an attempt on the leading candidate for president in 2024. At this point, it's likely that you have been flooded with coverage of the assassination attempt of Donald Trump. I know that I myself have already participated in more than 5 hours of television talking about this subject and this subject alone. This historic moment.
I'm not buying that, Will. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not buying it. I am not buying it. I'm not buying it, bro. Something's going on. Something is going on. Like the man that got killed, bro, last night. That dude started an. The dude started and I said he got shot in the head and fell down on his face and died right there. Now they're trying to say that he jumped on his family. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he. I don't know. That's crazy. I just found out that the dude's name. Something's fishy, bro. Something's up with this.
Moment for the USA. In sitting down with you on this Sunday, the day after the attempt on Donald Trump, I asked myself, what's there to add? Why do we need to talk? What do you want to hear from me? And before we get into the details and we analyze the facts, the climate, the coverage, and the failure, I want to say that my goal in talking to you today is to attempt to accomplish a balancing act that I find all too rare, maybe even for myself. And that is to balance how I feel, how you feel emotionally, what I want to know, what I don't know, what I'm still curious about, and how I want to be informed about this event that will find its way into the history books. And how we put this into context What kind of currents lay underneath the surface? What is there to understand about?
Or even the guy that they interviewed about the police telling they saw the shooter said the snipers wouldn't have been able to see the shooter because of the roof. And he was Corey. Yeah, I seen that, Mike. I don't buy it. Will he could be right, but I don't buy it. The guy's name was Corey. Last night they interviewed him. He was hit with the. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Imagine, you know what I mean? Not saying like Trump won't be speaking at the RNC convention. No, he said he is. He just said, hold on, I'll show you. Give me 1 second. I'll show you. He posted on Truth Social earlier. Or he said he's going to the first, he said he's going the first day. Right here, Bob. Based on yesterday's terrible events, I was going to delay my trip to Wisconsin and the Republican National Convention by 2 days, but I just decided I cannot allow a shooter or potential assassin to force change the schedule or anything. Therefore, I will be leaving for Milwaukee as scheduled at 3:30 p.m. today. Thank you, Donald J. Trump. He needs to, Mike. At this point, he needs to just be in a bulletproof box. Honestly, they just need to bulletproof the whole thing. Yeah, he was gonna do that, Will, and he said, "Nah, you know what? I'm not doing it." Oh, he's not speaking till Thursday, huh? I don't see him. I don't see him not coming out on Monday. I don't see it not happening. It's got to happen. He has to. You know what I mean? Like you don't do that till Thursday. You know what I mean? You don't let the fuck these liberals, bro. They don't run shit.
How we arrived at a moment.
It's just too bad that the conservatives aren't as tactical as these fucking liberals are.
Moment in American history that has not been seen in decades, and that promises, but for a millimeter, to change the course of history in America. The facts. Saturday, July 13th, 2024. Donald Trump gives a rally in Butler County, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, a swing state, an all-important swing state in the general election for president.
I'm not gonna lie, you guys. This dude's voice is like making me want to go to sleep. Front row was mutually moments had to fight. Oh, look at this. Is a good one.
She is a nationally syndicated political reporter. She was covering the rally last night when the bullets broke out.
Yeah,
she says she felt the bullets whiz right past her. And that's her right there on the ground being shielded by the Secret Service. She joins us now. What you might not realize from that photograph, and if you haven't read her amazing first-person account in the Free Press this morning, she was there with her daughter, who is a photographer, and her son-in-law as well. Selena, thank you for being with us today. You were there. You were supposed to be interviewing the president, and
yes,
shots rang out. And 6 minutes into this, you said in the piece this morning that
That
I
was
read
crazy, guys.
Trained as a
What's up,
journalist to
chat?
do a 360-degree view of and observe and see what is going on, but you don't always look for danger. I'm grateful you're okay and grateful that you're here with us.
Man, I feel like that's key number one. Look for danger. You know what I mean? Like,
Today, take us through
I don't know.
what it was like in those moments.
so I started. I interviewed. I didn't interview. I talked to President Trump probably about 5 minutes before he went out into the stage. I was set to fly back to Bedminster with him and do a comprehensive interview, but he wanted to say hello right before the event. So I went into the holding room right behind the stage. We said hi. He talked a little bit about how excited he was to be in Pennsylvania. He was looking forward to the interview, asked how I was doing, you know, your normal kind of chit chat that you have. Then I went out into the bumper. The bumper is sort of a well that goes around the stage with the president and separates you from the event attendees. And you're able to get really close, you know, sort of intimate shots of the president, your feet, sometimes inches, depending on his movement from him. you know, we were there to take shots for our story, and then we were going to go off and then meet and go with him to Bedminster. I was to his. I never know what stage left and stage right is. I feel like it's the opposite of what you think it is. But I was about 3 feet away from him with my daughter and with my son-in-law. And when you just heard the pop, 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 and the president, you could see the just this sort of red streak on his face. But he didn't have a crumbling effect. You know, they often say when people see a traumatic event that it goes in slow motion. They're absolutely right. And so I immediately saw the law enforcement surround him. They formed the protective shield around him. They took a protective stance.
Crazy.
And they had him go down. He did not fall down. And then they made sure everything was all clear. I can hear everything. I can hear the president say,
Here's the thing that gets me, you guys, right? How was this dude even able to get on the roof? I don't care about anything. I don't care if a sniper could see him or not. I don't care if he was in the line of sight or not and then popped out. How was he able to get on the roof? That is my whole thing. How is he going to get on the roof? That is my whole dilemma with all this. This makes zero sense to me, right? The fact that he was on the roof. This makes zero sense to me. No matter how you spin it. Especially after you see the guy with the red hair who tells the cops, like, hey, there's a guy up there with a gun, right? And I don't want to hear, maybe they thought that he was a Secret Service. No, because they all need to be in line and be in sync with each other. That way, everybody knows where everybody's supposed to be. Everybody should have knew that guy was an outside threat. It doesn't matter. Well, they were using cops, and the cop was literally told that there's a guy up there. So that lack of resources does not matter in that situation when they're told something that they're up there. They didn't check. They didn't care. Something is fishy about this, dude.
I need my shoes. I need my shoe. And then the president stands and
it wasn't too late. The guy said he was telling them before any of it. Before he said he was telling them there's a guy up there. They didn't even go to check. People pointing at the shoe. Yeah, and nobody went and checked, dude. Not one person went to check.
And he says, fight, fight, fight. I think he actually said it more than 3 times. And he raises.
Bro, don't give a this DEI Secret Service a bailout like that. You know what I mean? Because you got to understand that regardless, at the end of the day, they're still working for the government who he's against. So, you got to take that with. Of course, they're going to do their job because otherwise, what else are they? They have to do their job. But I don't know. They fumbled. I don't care what anybody says. Secret Service fumbled.
It's his fist, and I'm watching this. I'm right there, and what I thought in that moment. It is that he was trying.
Bro, get rid of all these chicks in the Secret Service. If I was Trump, I would say I want nothing but big ass dudes that can wield guns, beat the fuck out of anybody, and any of that. I would not want any of these chicks to be in my Secret Service. I would want to handpick my Secret Service agents. I don't care what anybody says. I'm handpicking them.
Trying to, and I think presidents intuitively do this.
Dude, why does he have 3 chicks, 4 chicks? What?
Okay.
This is Secret
Service. Okay. He wanted to project.
This is pathetic. That's what this is. This is pathetic times we are living in right now.
Strength. Because in that moment.
What's she gonna do? What's she gonna do as soon as he fucking gets shot again? What's she gonna do? Cry?
To feel as though your country is vulnerable. Your president isn't okay. And so I think he did a very effective job in that
Dude, this is sad. This is this is why.
Instincts kicked in, and he made sure to let people know that he was okay. That really struck me. Then they brought the president down again in a protective stance. They're all around him. He goes past me. Someone is holding his hat, and it falls to the ground right beside me.
Wow, this is
And then
crazy.
they usher him into the motorcade. That wasn't a Secret Service gentleman. That was actually
Oh,
one
I
of
know
his
they were.
advance team.
I know they were. I'm not dumb. But what I'm saying is this is DEI Secret Service. This is terrible. What needed to happen, what I would do if I was president, I would say, listen, bro, I'm picking my Secret Service agents, not you. I'm not giving the government the opportunity to protect me from them. It doesn't make sense. At this point, if I was Trump, I would have hired my own Secret Service agents and said, fuck it.
Campaign advance team members, and I will be forever grateful. The sort of protection.
I don't care, dude. I'm just saying. I think it's fucking bullshit. You shouldn't be like this. Look at this. Look at this chick, bro. What is she gonna do? Protect his kneecaps? What is she gonna do? He's tolerant. He's over Trump. He's over Trump. This dude seems like he's kind of slumped over. He might be as tall as Trump. This chick ain't doing shit. She ain't doing shit. This is fucking bullshit, is what this is. This is fucking bullshit, woke, DEI, fucking bullshit, dude. That's all this is. I'm just saying, this is bullshit, bro. Like, none of these chicks should be Secret Service agents. Not one of them.
That he felt, I mean, he was laying on top.
Bro, if I have Secret Service agents, I want fucking Brock Lesnar.
With me for a good 5 minutes.
Wow. Selena, it's a remarkable recall, and thank you for sharing that with us and with our viewers. We're looking at a photo of him underneath that podium that is iconic yet again, and you just think about the series of images.
Oh, I'm getting a Trump bloody tattoo, that's for sure.
That were captured in that 2.5, 3 minute period. It's truly remarkable to see it now. You mentioned a little bit about what you heard. You wrote that you heard the bullets whiz by your head. Explain what that was. And I'd also like to know, were you around those who were critically injured or the one person was killed?
No, they were off. Yeah, and so the people that were killed were past the president. So I heard pop, pop, pop. Someone that's been around guns all my life. I knew exactly what the sound was. Sometimes people think it's fireworks. But I knew what the sound was. And then I knew the second set of shots were of a different caliber. You could tell that there was a difference. I'm not savvy enough to know to be able to say, oh, that was this and this was that. But I could tell that they were different. It was a different gun being used in the second round of shots.
Selena, a few years ago, you covered a Trump rally at this same location. You know Pennsylvania like the back of your hand. You grew up there. And at the time you wrote that the people here, I guess this was 2016, take him seriously, not literally. And that's become kind of a theme as people try to understand the Trump presidency. So I just wanted to get your sense, maybe zoom out a little bit.
I didn't know her name.
About your sense of that moment and that day and what that meant to come back to Butler, Pennsylvania, where he has a stronghold of support in that county. And just talk about the people who were there. Like, it looked like a rock concert beforehand. I mean, there's so many people there. They're so excited. And in this moment, because you have such a way with words and a sense of what they are feeling, would love to get your take on that for everyone.
So it was held in a farm field. It's at the Farm Show Complex. Butler County is a great county for him to project who he's trying to reach, because it's a county that has both wealthy suburbs but it is outside the realms of Allegheny County, which is where Pittsburgh is. It also has 160,000 acres of farmland.
Oh, shit, it is.
It's also a working class area. There is a steel mill, a Cleveland Cliffs steel mill that is there. It's right across the state line from Ohio, from East Palestine, from Mahoning Valley. So there's a lot of sort of sense of, if you wanted to understand who was the coalition that supports Donald Trump, he picked a place that is both emotionally and politically very much reflective of of the voters that would support him, a coalition of all different kinds of voters.
Selena, it is really good to hear from you today. Your story is very important. I apologize we don't have more time for it, but you're exactly right on that last point. You could draw a triangle between Butler, PA, Pittsburgh, and East Palestine, and it's all 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, because Raven just moved over by East Palestine.
45 minutes to an hour.
And he's from Pennsylvania.
5 minutes to an hour. And these are rural voters, and they're the backbone of his political movement going back to 2016. Selena, thank you. We look forward to seeing you
you're okay.
very soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm Steve Ducey. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart.
It just sucks for the guy that got killed, bro.
Every day, he was just an outcast. Yeah.
Oh, so they know the
he
kid.
would sit alone at lunch. I mean, he was just an outcast, and you know how kids are nowadays. So they're gonna see someone like that, and they're gonna target him because they think it's funny or whatever. So it's the best way I can describe it. And it's honestly kind of sad. Like, I don't want to say this is what provoked it, but you never know.
And you said he was a loner?
Yeah. I want to say he was alone.
Yo, look at the kid's shirt. He's wearing a Mount Rushmore shirt. That's kind of crazy.
More because he was quiet, but like he was just bullied. Like he was bullied so much. He was just made fun of, I guess, for the way he dressed or his appearance.
How did he dress?
Like they were just saying jeans. He'd wear hunting outfits sometimes. He would always wear a mask even after COVID.
All right, guys, so I'm here to inform you that, unfortunately, the mainstream liberal media and the Democrat Party civil war is officially over. Following the failed assassination attempt of former President Trump, the mainstream liberal media is going to go back to being an arm of the Democrat Party. And you're going to see that happen over the next few weeks or so, because at least up until now, the mainstream liberal media has attacked Joe Biden since he laid an egg at that debate. But the reason why they are attacking Joe Biden, they're covering his cognitive decline. They're actually being fair and honest. They're doing journalism. It's not because they want to do it. It's because they do not want Trump to win. And they see Joe Biden as a weak candidate that needs to step aside so that somebody with a better chance can actually beat Trump. Okay? So, in a sense, they never stopped being an arm of the Democrat Party. They were just working on behalf of Democrats that wanted to pressure Joe Biden to get out of the race. Okay, they were being used, okay, for the purposes that the Democrat elites want them to fulfill at this time, which is to throw Joe Biden out of the White House, right? This is what they want. They want Joe Biden out of the White House. However, Joe Biden has been defiant, and he is stuck to his guns. He says he's not going to step down. And now, all of a sudden, following this failed assassination attempt on Trump, the Democrats have decided that, you know what, we're going to back down from trying to overthrow Joe Biden. Okay, this is what they're doing because they want to rally around Joe Biden in the wake of what happened to former President Trump.
With the pulling of ads, are you indicating that Joe Biden is changing other plans for the week ahead?
Not at this point, Margaret, we don't know. The other element
of all this,
of course, is his own political future. As we've reported, just an hour before this incident, before the president was going to his Saturday night mass in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, just before the former president was shot in Pennsylvania, he was in the midst of what's been described to us as a defensive, angry call with dozens of House Democratic lawmakers raising concerns about his political prospects. He was defensive, we're told, in that conversation. And while the conversation about his future may be suspended for now, in the words of one lawmaker, it may resume again if he, quote, has another episode.
Though Margaret? I've been speaking
Go ahead. We just have to wrap quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. I've been speaking with some top Democrats. They believe that those Democrats who have the concerns about President Biden are now standing down politically, will back President Biden because of this fragile political moment. All of that talk about the debate faded almost instantly among my top Democratic sources as this unfolded. Say it's time for the country to stick together, and that means Democrats sticking together as well.
You know what? I'm not going to lie, guys. So listen. So I legit thought that they were going to try this at the first debate. Not even lying. 1,000% thought that they were going to do this at the first debate. You want to know why I thought they were going to do it at the first debate? Because there's nobody there. Nobody there to know anything. Nobody there to say anything. It's just them. I legit thought that they were going to try this. They waited a little bit longer.
Yeah. So the key that I want you guys to focus on there is that all of the attention instantly was taken off of the debate and Joe Biden, because that's what they were talking about up until this point. And now it is all on Trump. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be that way, because the president almost died. He was almost killed, right? Obviously, this should be the #1 news story in the world, and it is. However, Democrats are understanding that politically speaking, this is a chance for them to regroup, because now the attention is off of them. It is back on Trump. And best believe they want to keep it on Trump, right? And here comes the media, who is going to do the Democrats' bidding, as they always do, by spinning a narrative to make it okay to get back to business as usual, which is Democrats and the mainstream liberal media relentlessly attacking Trump, which is why you're seeing the media do mental gymnastics in order to try to make it Trump's fault that there was an attempt on his life. Like, for example, the mainstream liberal media is talking about Trump's rhetoric, and somehow, some way, Trump's rhetoric has contributed to this failed assassination attempt happening.
Also, George, we have to point out, no matter who
you think they give a shit, Will? I don't.
What the shooter's motives were, no matter who the shooter is, you are going to hear conspiracy theories going forward.
No question about that. But
you look like a walking conspiracy theory, you old bat.
As you point out those statements from J.D. Vance and Vivek Ramaswamy, of course, President Trump and his supporters have contributed to this violent rhetoric as well.
Well, absolutely, George. We were just looking back this morning at some of the things that former President Trump has said. He warned last March of potential death and destruction if he were charged by the Manhattan District Attorney. Our country is being destroyed as they tell us to be peaceful. Trump in January warned of bedlam in the country if the criminal charges against him succeeded. And, of course, in March, he said, now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country.
Donald Trump was talking about the automotive manufacturing company, and plenty of politicians have used that wording thousands of times. This is all fear-mongering. That's all this is.
That will be the least of it. He said he was partly joking and that was taken out of context. But those are indeed his words. And you have heard it from supporters as well. And supporters are certainly in some parts angry. And let's remember January 6th in so many ways for the
January 6th is all the way down there compared to yesterday.
Campaign.
January
6th will probably be in the background after yesterday's event. This is a very difficult time for this campaign. I'm sure this week in Milwaukee that President Trump will highlight this, and President Biden is going to have to figure out how to go forward with his campaign and what exactly they say.
Martha Raddatz, thanks very much. Let's bring it.
Wow. So what you have here, guys, is the mainstream liberal media, instead of giving honest commentary about how more than likely this individual was a radicalized leftist that tried to assassinate the president, because that is the only theory that would actually make sense, unless you're actually pushing a conspiracy theory, which would be that somehow, some way, this guy is far right, okay, or that Trump was targeted for not being conservative enough, which is exactly what MSNBC is going to put out there, which is funny because them saying that there's a possibility that Trump was targeted for not being conservative.
Let's just go find these.
And I will read this.
Let's watch this.
Joining us now by phone, CNBC's Joe Kernan, who just spoke with former President Trump. Joe, it's good to have you. What did the former president tell you?
He was on the mend. He was in very good spirits. He said, except for this, you know how he talks. This little problem in my ear and his right ear. Other than that, he said he probably heard about it. I said, yeah. And he goes, other than that, everything's great. And he was glad that he had turned his head, he told me at the last minute.
Was he introspective at all about the moment?
I've known him a long time, and it wasn't an interview that I was doing. It was more of a personal call. So introspective in the sense that
what you gonna do?
I said nobody really knows how you're going to react.
At least put the bitch in the back.
Like that. And I said that
Jesus Christ.
I thought it was pretty courageous, and I wanted to know what he was feeling at that moment.
It's Anthony, it's nuts, bro. These people are just like delusional. They don't realize that they're like spewing the rhetoric that all these liberals and all these Democrats and the liberal media has spewed over the past 8 years. This is the cause of it. Right here, this is the cause of it.
Before he stood up, and why he thought it was important for him to raise his fist and say, fight, fight. And what was he actually talking about? And he said to just carry on with what he's trying to do, and, for lack of a better term, to make America great.
Did you ask him about whether there were any changes in plans for the RNC, changes in what he might say at the RNC?
He's when I do speak to him, and it's not that often, but I don't know how many people he talks to, but it's usually about a 2 or 3 minute call.
Yeah.
So he was more approachable. He was in great spirits. He one of the things that he mentioned was he was gratified by all of the wishes of support and encouragement that he was getting, and he emphasized from both sides of the aisle. And he said, I've heard from people that I wasn't expecting to hear from, and it was really, I don't know, he was very gracious about it, and was
awesome.
Very, he wanted to stress that he heard from I guess Democrats and people he wasn't expecting to hear from.
He spoke to President Biden, at least for a moment yesterday. President Biden has described their conversation as cordial. Did he tell you anything about speaking to President Biden?
Nope, didn't talk about that. It was like I said, it ran about 3 minutes, which is actually pretty long, 3 or 4 minutes. And, the other stuff was personal and, about my family. He knows my kids, knows my wife, and my wife, we were watching live yesterday.
Crazy.
When it happened, and we were shook. We were shook. My wife was literally hysterical, and we're still trying to process all of it. And a couple of millimeters or centimeters, and I don't know what that would have been like. Sometimes I think we get to see a little bit too much in real time now.
Yeah, including the bullet itself in a photo by Doug Mills of the New York Times going right past his head. You're right to say a couple.
If I'd been you, and it was going to be an interview, Katie, I would have written down some questions, but that. And I didn't call like anyone and say I want to talk about it. I just tweeted it out that he's in good spirits, and so it was more of a personal call than.
No, I understand.
I'm trying to give you anything, but yeah. For my own, I wanted to know. I don't know how I would react. I like to think I'd cover my kids, cover my wife, try to get in the way.
Right.
But I wanted to know what he was thinking and how the first thing he thought was to stand up and. Because at that point, I think I mentioned that to him, that at that point you don't know if there's a second shooter, you don't know if the first shooter's done, in the fog of whatever you want to call it, and he was kind of totally exposed. And I thought that maybe if in his mind he thought the last thing I'm going to be known for is that
I'm a little bitch.
He's fighting, so I wanted to hear what his sort of President mental attitude was right at that time. Because I don't know what mine. I might have still been on the floor. I don't know.
He's a
You
beast.
gotta imagine that adrenaline rushed through him in that moment, but then coming down from it, the feeling of, oh my gosh, but for the turn of my head, I could not be here any longer. Joe Kernan, thank you for talking to me. I know it wasn't an interview, but it is certainly interesting to hear.
Hey there.
Listen, I have no problem with people thinking something might possibly be a conspiracy theory. So here, let's see this. Donald Trump says a last millisecond head tilt likely saved his life as slowed down footage shows the boy grazing his ear. If Trump hadn't moved his head, the bullet would have likely hit the rest of his head, ending his life. Trump said he turned his head to look at the illegal immigration statistic that were on the big screen at his rally. The chart that was going over saved my life, Trump reportedly said at former White House doctor Ronnie Jackson. The Border Patrol saved my life. If I hadn't pointed to that chart and turned my head and looked at the bullet, it would have hit me right in the head. Bro, that is wild. That is wild. People are conspiracy. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of a conspiracy theorist when it comes to some things. There's no conspiracy here to me. Well, there is, but it's not like that. It's more of a who's at fault kind of conspiracy thing. Not Elon Musk. All right, let's see. Um, 3 hours ago, FBI shooter.
International reactions are also pouring in after the attempt on Donald Trump's life. NBC's Danielle Hamamdjian is joining us with more on this. Danielle, what are our world leaders saying?
Yeah, reaction has been coming in from presidents, prime ministers, world leaders from Europe, the Middle East, and Asia, all united in condemning all forms of political violence. Some of the first leaders to send their prayers to Donald Trump are some of his closest allies on the world stage. I'm referring to Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli prime minister, as well as the Hungarian prime minister, Viktor Orban, who in fact had missed the last day of the NATO
I got you.
in Washington to fly to Florida to meet with Donald Trump just 2 days before the attack. I'm going to run through some of the statements that have been coming in from world leaders overnight and this morning, starting with Keir Starmer, the newly elected prime minister here in the UK, saying he was appalled by the shocking scenes at President Trump's rally and that political violence in any form has no place in our societies. Giorgia Meloni, the right-wing prime minister of Italy, saying she expressed her hope that in the following months of the campaign, dialogue and responsibility, she said, can prevail over hate and violence. President Erdogan of Turkey saying that he believes an investigation into the attack will be carried out in the most effective way, and in order not to cast a shadow on the U.S. elections and global stability. Narendra Modi, the Indian Prime Minister, said that he was deeply concerned by the attack on his friend and former President Donald Trump, strongly condemning the incident. Violence, he says, has no place in politics and democracies. Again, messages coming in. Olaf Scholz, the German Chancellor, calling the attack despicable. The Polish President, Andrzej Duda, saying that this is a shocking moment, not only for America, but for the entire free and democratic world. Anything that happens on U.S. soil, of course, has ramifications around the world. If and how this is going to change the political climate certainly will be watched very closely by global leaders.
Damn, that's crazy.
Thank you for bringing us that reporting.
I just watched what you said, bro. Or the thing. I just watched that. I read that thing. Wow, that's so crazy, dude. Literally milliseconds. All right, let's go home. Go to history. I think this is the one my dude just sent me.
So much. You don't mind if I go off teleprompter, do you? Because these teleprompters are so damn boring, I try and explain that. Oh, it is? Wow. You guys are doing it. They're getting better with time. My guys, take a look at that chart. Take a look at the arrow on the bottom. See the big the red arrow, right? So that's when I left office. That was the lowest point, and that comes right from the government services, comes right out of Border Patrol. Take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country. And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people.
Bro, I will guarantee that dude has the shot, bro. Oh my God, that dude, I want to see it. 1000%. Oh, dude. Wow. Mike, are you in here, bro? Yeah. I'm about to get one of those, Josh.
One shot right here, Mike. One shot right here.
Oh, no, not you, Mike. My other buddy, Mike. He's the one that sent me this video. Bro. Yeah. You'll be whatever the fuck I call you. Okay, so look, you see that guy in the white? That's the guy that was on the news, right? He was on the news talking. He had the white shirt, white Trump shirt, and he had blood all over it. That's the guy right there because he said he was trying to give the dude CPR and try and revive him. Bro, that's the dude that got shot in the head. Oh my God. What the fuck? Dude, that is crazy. Whoa. This dude's probably like, what the fuck? Oh, really? Dude, I don't remember watching this one. Hey, Monica. Bro, this is nuts. Bro, this dude's got blood on his face. This is crazy. Bro, look at this. Watch this. Bro, he's done! Bro, this is crazy. This dude's just like, what the fuck? That's crazy, Will. That's crazy.
Come this way.
Bro, this is wild. Yo, this is wild. Dude, so close, Vaughn. How you doing today, bro? Dude, so close. Oh my gosh, I was so close. We already watched that earlier, that freaking moron. Alright, at least they're finally calling it an assassination attempt.
Now a crime scene, a massive crime scene, and an active crime scene, and the site of the first assassination attempt against an American president in more than 40 years. The horrifying images, former President Trump clutching his ear, you see it right there after shots rang out, ducking for cover behind his podium, the Secret Service forming a human shield around him and rushing him off stage.
That's
Trump raising his
crazy.
fist in defiance, telling his supporters to fight as the blood streamed down his face.
The gunman taken down by the Secret Service, the shooting leaving one rally-goer dead, another two badly wounded, still hospitalized. President Biden before the cameras last night calling the shooting sick as politicians on both sides of the aisle condemn the violence and support the former president. And this morning, what we're learning about the shooter, Tom.
What else are they gonna do?
And the latest on the investigation, Kate, right, which is now underway, plus the political fallout just hours before the start of the Republican National Convention, an election resting on a razor's edge, and a nation now left reeling. Kate, I want to set the scene for you just behind me. As I mentioned, we were just outside the Trump rally here. This is where it happened last night. Former
Are you
President
talking
Trump
about the one
speaking
girl that was
underneath
getting
that
carried
American
off
flag.
stage? No,
Just
they
to the
said
right
she
of me
just
here,
passed out.
this barn you see with the door open, that's where law enforcement snipers were. That's where they engaged the alleged assassin. Ultimately, the assassin was killed. He was just, I'd say, a tenth of a mile from where we are. We're going to show you video of that. Up on that roof, we saw investigators this morning, about a half dozen of them. They were up there early in the morning, sort of, looking for evidence, collecting evidence. It seemed like they were moving pieces of machinery as well, and then they eventually came down. But they've been working on this crime scene around the clock, as you can imagine, trying to answer two questions, right? One, why this man wanted to kill former President Trump, what was inside of him, but also, they also want to know how he was able to get so close. And while the identity of that shooter is known this morning, there are still so many questions surrounding exactly how this happened.
Overnight, former President Trump walking off his plane hours after surviving this assassination attempt.
Something that said, take a look at what happened.
Shots ringing out as President Trump ducks down. Secret Service agents rush to his side, forming a protective shield. Other officers in tactical gear, armed with long guns, post up at the front of the stage.
When you're ready, on you. Ready, move!
Trump's security detail lifting him up from the ground as he raises his fist, his ear and face bloodied, gesturing to the crowd.
1000%, Vaughn. I said the same exact thing, especially with all this stuff with like the guy in the red, with the red hair, with the red shirt, who came out and said, hey, I let them know a bunch of times that there's somebody up there and they didn't do nothing about it. There's just so many holes in this. It just seems weird. You know what I mean? Something's off. There's something off about this.
The Secret Service then moving him into an awaiting SUV. Another angle showing Secret Service agents reacting to the shots. The former president posting on his Truth Social account that he, quote, was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong in that I heard a whizzing sound.
And these people that are saying Trump didn't get shot, he got hit with glass, are completely brain rot. Their brain is completely rotted away. These people do not have any capable thoughts of reality. There was no glass around anywhere. These people are just morons. That's very true, Will. And we were that close.
Shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. This stunning photo from the New York Times capturing what appears to be a bullet on the right-hand side of the image, whizzing by the former president's ear.
If he had not moved his head at that nick of time, it could have been a lot worse.
Mr. Trump extending his condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also to the family of another person that was badly injured.
The man beside me suffered a gunshot wound to the head, was instantly killed.
President Biden, who learned about the tragic events, condemned the shooting.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence.
But, like, you could condemn it all you want, bro. But you guys are the ones that started this, man. And I'm not saying that you did it, but your wording, the way you guys present things, are extremely responsible for this, and you guys still will not stop. What if that's a lie? No, that didn't happen. He got shot in the ear. You could tell by how it was bleeding.
It's sick. It's sick.
Yeah, but you're the way you word things when you tell people someone's Hitler or someone's a threat to democracy. Yeah, of course, bro. Like, come on.
It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be
Well, then stop trying to divide us.
Be like this. We cannot condone this.
This video shows the body of the alleged assassin on the roof
Adios,
of the building.
bucko.
The spot just roughly 150 yards from where Mr. Trump was speaking. One witness telling BBC News he saw the shooter.
We noticed the guy crawling,
this guy right here,
up the roof of the building beside us. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle.
Yeah, I like how he made his own 4 right there. That's pretty cool.
And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
Early this morning, the FBI identifying the alleged gunman as Thomas Matthew Crooks, 20 years old, of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. But why he allegedly wanted to kill former President Trump, still unclear. The FBI now leading an investigation involving the Secret Service, ATF, and state and local law enforcement on the ground in Butler, Pennsylvania. The alleged gunman killing one spectator and gravely injuring 2 others.
This evening we had what we're calling an assassination attempt against our former president, Donald Trump.
Okay, you gotta send me that on
Of
TikTok.
information, two new pieces of reporting I want to share with our viewers right now. The first being that those two victims that were gravely injured in the shooting, we've gotten an update from the medical facility in Pittsburgh where they're being treated. They're still in critical condition this morning, so their situation is still very, very serious. The Secret Service also coming out with a statement. They're saying there's a lot of misinformation out there, and there was an online report that the Trump campaign had asked for additional security, additional Secret Service protection, and they were denied. The Secret Service this morning is saying that is absolutely false. They've actually ramped up their protection of former President Trump, and our reporting from NBC News matches that from about a month ago. With that,
I mean, there you go. Well, this is obviously they're probably lying.
I do want to bring in a special guest to join our coverage, Richard Goldinger. He's the district attorney
The
for
guy
Butler
who's
County.
part of
And Richard,
Antifa now,
thank you for joining
100%
us. There's a lot of
Yeah, it could be probably a lie coming from them. So Tyler, they thought it was this guy that was from Antifa, but it's a different guy actually. They thought it was this guy, something Violets. It's this guy right here. This is him. Was a protester. Okay. So that's him. This is his convention ceremony right here.
Thomas Crooks.
Haley Madison Rapali.
Looks like he was a little bit bigger right there. Okay, so this is him right here.
And guess what? My name is Thomas Matthew Crooks. I hate Republicans. I hate Trump. And guess what? You got the wrong guy. My name is Thomas Matthew Crooks. I hate Republicans.
So is it Cooks or Crooks? What is going on? I'm so confused. So is this the guy for sure? He is trolling on many accounts, but oh, okay. Okay, that's not him. I don't think that was real. If I mentioned his dad, Matthew Cook, the host. Oh yeah, I seen that, Mike. When Biden was talking or whatever.
People, okay, awesome. Now we can get a weapon upgrade. Sweet. Refresh. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that actually. Yeah, let's hear it. Let's
Refresh. Oh, here we go. There he is.
Good afternoon.
Right, look, like, look. She kind of has like a smirk on her face.
Last night, I spoke with Donald Trump. I'm sincerely grateful that he's doing well and recovering, and we had a short but good conversation. Jill and I are keeping him and his family in our prayers. We also extend our deepest condolences.
What up, yo? What have I missed? What up, Star?
The family of the victim who was killed. He was a father. He was protecting his family from the bullets that were being fired, and he lost his life.
Is she smirking right there?
We're also praying for the full recovery of those who were injured And we're grateful to the Secret Service agents and other law enforcement agencies and individuals who risk their lives literally for our nation. As I said last night,
should have checked that roof.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence or any violence for that matter. An assassination attempt is contrary to everything we stand for as a nation. It's not who we are as a nation. It's not America.
Yeah.
And we cannot allow this to happen.
Finally.
Unity is the most elusive goal of all, but nothing is important than that right now, unity. We'll debate and we'll disagree. That's not going to change, but we're going to not lose sight, in fact, who we are as Americans. Look, Vice President Harris and I were just briefed in the Situation Room by my Homeland Security team, including the Director of the FBI, the Secretary of Homeland Security, the Attorney General, the Director of the Secret Service, my Homeland Security Advisor, the National Security Advisor, and we're going to continue to be briefed. The FBI is leading this investigation, which is still in its early stages. We don't yet have any information about the motive of the shooter. We know who he is. I urge everyone, please, don't make assumptions about his motives or his affiliations. Let the FBI do their job and their partner agencies do their job. I'm instructed that this investigation be thorough and swift.
I thought you said homo security.
And the investigators will have every resource they need to get this done.
Legit, I thought that's what he said, bro.
As this investigation continues, here's what we're going to do. First, Mr. Trump, as a former president and nominee of the Republican Party, already receives a heightened level of security.
He's already the nominee.
And I've been consistent in my direction to the Secret Service to provide him with every resource, capability, and protective measure necessary to ensure his continued safety. Second, I've directed the head of the Secret Service to review all security measures for the Republican National Convention, which is scheduled to start tomorrow. And third, I've directed an independent review of the national security at yesterday's rally to assess exactly what happened. And we'll share the results of that independent review with the American people as well.
Wow.
And finally, I'll be speaking more about this tonight at greater length from the Oval Office. We must unite as one nation. We must unite as one nation.
You don't want to unite.
Who we are.
Yeah, what he's failing to say is that this is all their fault. They need to take responsibility for this. That's what they need to do.
And so may God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, when you spoke to President Trump yesterday, what did
Mr. President, shifting our campaign strategy, Mr. President, do you regret?
Oh my God. Oh God, that was so fucking funny.
That's good. All right, let's see.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most
developments in the investigation into the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. We're also
think
looking
this is
ahead
basically
to
the
the
same thing
big
we saw
GOP
earlier.
event this week. Dan
Where's her hair at?
Snyder is here with more. He's live from the newsroom. Dan.
Hey, Aziza. Now, just a few hours ago, I spoke with Pennsylvania delegates from around our area. All of those.
Where's that chick's hair at? Look at this. This is outside of Trump Towers in New York.
Save America! God bless you. Thank you, Patriots. Thank you. God bless you all. There's my hero. There's my president. That's my president right there.
Yeah!
And here's my
Let's get it.
country is being held hostage. We stand up for women. We stand up for children. We stand up for battered women. And we stand up for this country. We say no more.
I was outraged, devastated, gutted. I was hysterical. I was crying. I couldn't imagine how somebody got into the... First of all, I didn't know all the details. So I couldn't imagine how somebody got into the rally with a gun. Considering when I went to see him in the Bronx, I practically had to strip naked to get in. I couldn't imagine. And then when I heard he was outside of the rally on a rooftop, I was just like, I said, this has got to be a conspiracy from the Democratic Marxist Party. I think we don't know the whole story. I'm very suspicious about everything that happened last night. And I'm devastated that innocent people died. I mean, I'm glad God was with Trump. He survived. Thank God he's with us. He's our last best hope to save this country.
Look at his hat. I got that flag.
I just, I am devastated that the innocent working class people died. But I'm glad they killed the son of a bitch. He got what he deserved. Donald Trump! I love you, Donald! You're here and you're alive! God bless you! God bless you!
I don't know what I can look at.
Anybody who's got the agenda for the United States of America. That's who we got.
People are wilding out, dude.
Keep it real, let you know what's up. I'm voting for a man named Donald J. Trump. When the billions, I'ma stand up. Biden, he'd be here as well, because he is an American also.
We are here for President Trump. We almost lost our president. We are staying here for President Trump. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Patriots. Thank you. Our president was there. God save.
That flag is huge, you guys.
Well, that happened yesterday. Sure. I'm not surprised. You know, as a person who always has been terrorized for 7 years, I'm surprised nobody's taking a shot at me. You know, so I'm really not surprised. You called somebody a Nazi enough times by enough people.
I think this was the guy that was when Robert De Niro was in town, he was yelling at him.
By enough news agencies calling Donald Trump a Nazi, someone's going to take a shot. And it finally happened. Somebody with enough guts on the liberal side, finally somebody had guts to actually do what they say we're going to do. Unlike Madonna and other comedians and other pundits who said they want to kill Trump, you know, someone actually took a shot yesterday.
Yeah.
Melania's statement today? No, I didn't.
Okay. She basically called for unity and we can get past it.
Okay, yeah, no. Oh, yeah, I got one. I got one for that one. Unity? No. No unity. Forget unity, okay? I understand if you're not outside wearing a MAGA hat every day, you don't have to experience all these disgusting Democrats. I get it. You want unity, okay? But if you want to see what it really looks like, what these people are really like, put on a MAGA hat, go outside anywhere in America, and see if you're going to get unity. They want unity without a MAGA hat. They want unity without Trump. And even, you know, and even Melania, it's really nice of her to say things like that. She doesn't wear a MAGA hat either. You know, she's living in the Gold Tower, and I respect her to death. But unity is never going to happen.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, man. That dude just spoke a lot of truth right there.
Absolutely
I mean, okay, so I don't think we need any investigations. I don't think we need to do anything in the congressional hearings. None of it, because none of it works. All it does is slow down the inevitable, and nobody gets fired. So all we have to do is get people outside on November 4th or 5th or whatever day it is. Well, actually November 4th to December, whenever they end up voting for the Democrats, and vote and knock on doors and, you know, put on your MAGA hats and put on flags. You know, show people that you're strong, that you're brave. You know, and do what you have to do to get this man elected in November, because that's all that matters. Nothing else matters.
Really? I wear mine. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, where are the drones? Where's the oversight? It's oversight, right?
Trump, I was with you in 2016. You told me to go home and watch Network. I thought you were crazy, but I did what you asked me, and I watched it again. The news media is propaganda, and we're coming for you legally and lawfully. Trump, get well. We love you. Mary from New York loves you.
Thank you.
People go hard. All right, bro, get out the. We understand. That's cool. Let them go. Get off the road. I'd be pissed if I was a driver doing that shit. Oh yeah, Bill Maher kind of went. He knows what's going on. Guys, this is just a very scary time that we're living in right now, in all honesty. But, you know, Trump, yeah, he did. He handled that. He handled yesterday. I guarantee that 90% of most people would have. Like, he handled that stuff like a legit G. He was composed, you know what I mean? He didn't overreact. He kept it cool, and luckily, the worst didn't happen. Well, I mean, the worst did happen for a couple of people, actually, so I can't say that, you know. It's terrible that somebody died over this. Just, I don't. It's, yeah, it's just done for. I don't know, man. If you didn't have any respect for Trump before, you got to at least respect him for that now. See what I know. Dan Bonagino was saying some stuff.
Security questions right now, and this is why, again, I think the Secret Service, the PR, Anthony Guglielmi, has to be very careful about what they put out. You know, he says in his X post, and you can read it yourself, you don't need to hear it from me, that they deployed these extra resources and technology. Okay, well, which ones? You're telling me the best technology you have was deployed and you missed a shooter 130 yards? Say it was 200 yards. The Secret Service CS team, Pete, the counter sniper teams, and I'm not sure those two guys are Secret Service. We have to remember that we don't always. When we go to New York sometimes with high-level protectees, we'll use NYPD ESU counter sniper. So I'm not really sure either way, they'd still be briefed in. The question we have to ask is, if that's the best technology we have, and we had a CS team up there with a shooter that, you know, we're trained out to 1,000 yards in the Secret Service with the counter sniper team. How did they miss someone at most, you know, 1/5 of the way there? It doesn't make any sense. And even worse, it's broad daylight on a white roof. So, again, open questions here. Was there forward-looking infrared deployed? Was there aerial support, drones, helicopters? You know, something happened, too. If you go back and listen to the audio, I want you to listen to this after I get off here. When Donald Trump, after this tragic thing happens, you'll see the Secret Service agents. And, by the way, I know some of those guys personally. It takes a lot to run into bullets, divorcing the security failure. So at least they did that part, correctly, and they knew what they were doing after the security absolutely failed. But you're going to hear something if you listen closely. The guy mentions Hawkeye on the scene. He's talking about those two, the black BDU with the tactical gear CAT element, that two-man CAT element. That stands for Counter Assault Team. That's a Secret Service Special Weapons Team, equivalent to our SWAT. So they're there. They all deployed and did what had to be. That the bunting around the front of the stage is probably armor. Donald Trump knew to duck. I mean, most people would. He saved his own life. That's just a fact. The evacuation did not go right. I mean, the rule with the Secret Service is cover the protectee and
Yeah, I do agree with them on that. They fumbled.
evacuate.
They fumbled.
The other rule
I agree.
is maximum to the protectee, minimum to the problem. Why minimum to the problem? Because you don't know that's the only problem. It could be a distraction. There could be another person in the crowd. So if you don't jump on the protectee, you could be looking at multiple shooters. So at least that part, the guys there, stepped up there.
Yeah,
but
they
the
covered them.
failure here is absolutely catastrophic. And I got to tell you, the Secret Service should be very careful. I can tell you and absolutely confirm from the horse's mouth, from multiple people, not just one. And I saw Congressman Waltz text this out before on X. There have been repeated requests to increase the security footprint around not just the residences of Donald Trump, but the body itself. And they have been rebuffed. Like I said, I can tell you actual quotes. The Secret Service directors completely failed and candidly should resign today.
Yeah, she 1000% needs to resign. Without a doubt. Everybody, could you guys please make sure to hit the like for me if you could? Really just helps out a lot to get us in the algorithm. I 1000% agree. I 1000% agree, though. Well, the secret, this is what I said, though. The Secret Service fumbled. They legit fumbled.
Today, Kim Cheadle has failed Donald Trump and honestly failed Joe Biden, too.
The chick failed America. I do find it odd that it doesn't, like, what is she covering, Mike? What's she covering, his kneecaps? I don't get it.
He's the president right now. Where's the DHS secretary? I mean, this is, you're blaming it on manpower? So just to be clear, we're a $4 trillion United States government, and we can't fork over enough money to keep our people alive? And then you're sending out tweets like, oh, this is the best technology we have. Really? To let a sniper 150 yards away from the potential next president shoot a piece of his ear off? That's your victory lap? Give me a break, man.
Dan, I mean, you bring up so many amazing points, and I just don't even know where to begin except to ask you, why would the Secret Service not beef up more security for the man who is most likely to...
Oh, without a doubt, crackhead. Do I call you crackhead? Do I call you crackhead? What do I call you? Alpha? Yeah, for sure, bro. I mean, my shit's always flying. I always got my flags. This one. I got this one going. I got a whole bunch on here. We got the Let's Go Brandon. I'll start wearing this like a cape from now on. You're gonna call me Daryl. Don't call me Daryl. Yeah, we're gonna call you do the dishes. Yeah, we'll call him Daryl. Oh, shut the fuck up,
to be
Mike.
assassinated in the entire world. Why would they not deploy more resources? Why weren't there drones over? Is it that this woman, Kimberly Cheadle, the director, is incompetent? Could there be something else there? What is happening? Is it DEI? What's going on?
Well, Rachel, it's my job, if I'm going to give an opinion, to back it up. Opinions are like holes, right? Everybody has one. The difference between one opinion over the other in a courtroom and anywhere else is, can you back it up? I want everyone at home, go on your phone or computer now, and I want you to look up U.S. Secret Service, red ties, Donald Trump. Yeah, read it. The Secret Service was more concerned about protective agents around Donald Trump. If you think I'm making this up,
all right, let's listen.
go to a left-wing search engine if you think I'm biased. Go to Scroogle and put it. Oh, you're reading a story right now. They were more concerned about the color of the Secret Service agents' ties around Donald Trump, given the perception that a red tie was somehow. I've got red ties. I'm a Republican. It has nothing to do with it. I just like red ties. They go nice with white shirts. That's an actual. Oh, you see it right now. I'm not crazy. This is what the Secret Service was concerned about. They put out 1,000 tweets about all of this DEI stuff. Do I know that's related here? I don't. I'm just saying, like, you have one job and only one job. Your job is keep the body alive,
that what he said
no
to look
matter
up?
what. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Jill Biden, the president. I've got red ties. I was more concerned. I want everyone at home, go on your phone or computer now, and I want you to look up U.S. Secret Service, red ties, Donald Trump. Yeah, read it. The Secret Service was more concerned about protective agents around Donald Trump. If you think I'm making this up, go to a left-wing search engine if you think I'm biased. Go to Scroogle and put it. Oh, you're reading a story right now. They were more concerned about the color of the Secret Service agents' ties around Donald Trump, given the perception that a red tie was somehow.
It is very, very crazy.
I'm a Republican.
It is
It has nothing
a
to do with
sad
it.
day.
I just like red ties. They go nice with white shirts. That's an actual. Oh, you see it right now. I'm not crazy. This is what the Secret Service was concerned about. They put out 1,000 tweets about all of this DEI stuff. Do I know that's related here? I don't. I'm just saying, like, you have one job and only one job. Your job is keep the body alive no matter what. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Jill Biden, the president of Djibouti, it doesn't matter. That is your job. They absolutely, resolutely, 100% failed. Not a single excuse should be made. Not a single excuse should be attempted. This should be the subject of congressional hearings and investigations, because if they can't do this, and this is the best technology you had, then, folks, there's no purpose anymore. This isn't the agency I grew up in. It's not. I spent 12 years of my life there, and I'm telling you, I know some of those guys personally. These are good men and women. But this was an apocalyptic security failure. And don't ever forget, an uneventful failure is never a success. And the fact that Donald Trump didn't die yesterday is no reason for anybody to take some kind of victory lap. And before we start sending out plaudits, we better look and do a hot wash on this and find out exactly how abysmal this security plan was.
Well, uniquely.
Let's see.
You can turn any slogan or funny quote into a...
How are you going to put an ad on this, bro? This is sad.
I spoke. I do not know the motive of the shooter yet.
I want to go to the beginning and talk.
Security perimeter.
Law enforcement professionals, as I speak, are investigating those questions. Tonight, I want to speak to what we do know. A former president was shot, an American citizen killed, while simply exercising his freedom to support the candidate of his choosing. We cannot, we must not go down this road in America. We've traveled it before throughout our history. Violence has never been the answer. Whether it's with members of Congress of both parties being targeted and shot, or a violent mob attacking the Capitol on January 6th, or a brutal attack on the spouse of former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi.
Not the same. Not the same.
Intimidation.
Not the same. Do not put that in the same category as any of this. That was his lover. Not the same.
On election officials, or the kidnapping plot against the sitting governor, or an attempted assassination on Donald Trump. There is no place in America for this kind of violence, for any violence ever. Period. No exceptions. We can't allow.
Oh, any violence ever? Like the violence you created on fucking during the BLM riots? Okay.
Allow this violence to be normalized. You know, the political record in this country has gotten very heated. It's time to cool it down. We all have a responsibility to do that. Yes, we have deeply felt strong disagreements. The stakes in this election are enormously high.
Crazy, Alpha.
I've said it many times that the choice in this election we make in this election is going to shape the future of America and the world for decades to come. I believe that with all my soul. I know that millions of my fellow Americans believe it as well. And some have a different view as
Facts,
to the
bro.
direction our country
Without a
should
doubt.
take. Disagreement is inevitable in American democracy. It's part of human nature. But politics must never be a literal battlefield, or God forbid, a killing field. I believe politics ought to be an arena for peaceful debate, to pursue justice, to make decisions guided by the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution. We stand for an America, not of extremism and fury, but of decency and grace. All of us now face the time of testing as the election approaches. And the higher the stakes, the more fervent the passions become. This places an added burden on each of us to ensure that no matter how strong our convictions, we must never descend into violence. The Republican convention will start tomorrow.
This is all your fault, bro.
I have no doubt they'll criticize my record and offer their own vision for this country. I'll be traveling this week making the case for our record and the vision, my vision of the country, our vision.
Facts, bro.
I'll continue to speak out strongly for our democracy, stand up for our Constitution and the rule of law, to call for action at the ballot box, no violence on our streets. That's how democracy should work. We debate and disagree. We compare and contrast the character of the candidates.
Seriously, he really is,
the records,
bro.
the issues, the agenda.
The whole Democratic Party is a fucking cancer.
The vision for America. But in America, we resolve our differences at the battle box. You know, that's how we do it, at the battle box, not with bullets. The power to change America should always
No,
be
that's how
in
we
the
do
hands
it.
of the
No,
people,
no, for real. That's how we
not
do
in the
it.
hands of would-be assassin. You know, the path forward through a competing
Not one
visions of the
bit,
campaign
CV.
should
Not one
always be
bit.
resolved peacefully, not through acts of violence. You know, we're blessed to live in the greatest country on earth, and I believe
He
that's
doesn't
with
know
every
what he's
soul,
talking
every
about, Will.
power of my being. So tonight, I'm asking every American to recommit, to make America think about it. What's made America so?
He doesn't want to say it. He does not want to say it. You see, did you guys see that? He was going to say we need to make America great again, and he did not want to say it. Did anybody else just notice that? We're going to watch this one more time. What up, Lewis? Dude, seriously, Cam, that's so weird. Did anybody else know this?
No exceptions. We can't allow this violence to be normalized.
Listen.
You know, the political record in this country has gotten very heated. It's time to cool it down. We all have a responsibility to do that.
Listen.
Yes, we have deeply felt